at the Polidos residence. And of course, from my end, finally, I would say thank you very much, viewers. And I would like to also acknowledge uh, my inspirations, of course, my family and the rest of my friends in CPU. And of course, my officer in charge or acting director, Pastor Neil Landon, for really pushing me hard. He's also an inspirational speaker, and I almost got to follow him. Thank you very much, Centralians, and mabuhay kita tanan.
It's a pleasant day today, and to give us a warm welcome will be the President of Central Philippine University, Dr. Teodoro C. Lopez. Good morning, everyone. First, welcome to Central Philippine University, especially those who have not been here before. We hope that today's activities will be an eye-opener and beneficial to all of us. For most of us, we'll probably be done by 2040, but I'm sure there are many of you will be left behind. And it's not too early nor too late to think about what we want our country to be years from now. And of course, there are so many aspects in life that will have an impact on what we will become. Will we remain as a third world country, or we will have economic development, yet it will only affect a few people, or we can make this economic development have an impact on all of us. We have so many aspects in life that will affect what we will be years from now. And I think they're all listed in some of the documents that you have read before: education, health, jobs, etc. But I think there's one missing here. As long as there is rampant corruption in our country, and we don't talk about it, and we don't do anything about it, all we have discussed about planning for the future is not going to have an impact in our life. We have wasted a lot of money. The Philippines has a lot of money yet because of the VAT, yet a lot are wasted because we allow it to be wasted. We, the electorate, keep on electing people who are wasting our resources. And we always think that the young people will the hope of the fatherland, and we're still hoping, and when they grow up, this. And it is really sad to think that we have a well-educated population, and we have the talent, the skills, yet we are not progressing as we want it to be. So this is why we need to address this, and we need to make sure that we address those that are really relevant to what we are looking for. For example, you hear about the news about Indo, and
the National Economic and Development Authority, or NEDA, launched Ambition Natin 2040 on March 30, 2016. It is a project initiated by NEDA to define a common long-term vision or a set of long-term goals based on the standard of living that Filipinos want to have by the year 2040. Ambition Natin 2040 is intended as a basis of unity among Filipinos and a guide for development planning across administrations, as well as for international development as well. It is in this light that building a wide coalition around the Ambition Natin 2040 is necessary. Hence, this series of activities with the Knowledge for Development community aims to communicate the vision to as many stakeholders as possible, especially the youth. Consult KDCs and participants on how they can help further enrich the discourse on the vision. Identify various activities or ways to contribute in achieving the goals to make sure that the vision is embraced by everyone. And document various comments and inputs on the results of the national survey generated public consultations. And now let us head over to the presentation of the Ambition Natin 2040. That will be delivered by Mr. Gilberto Altura, the National Economic and Development Authority, or NEDA, Region 6 Assistant Regional Director, who is, by the way, a Centralian and a former senator of the CPU Republic, 1982-1983. Kasama kami sa first revived na CPUR as senators before.
Thank you, Engineer Bitini and Hard Idemni, for recalling our student days here in CPU way back. That was 2016 plus 8, 30, more than 30 years ago. So, and well, we're still here. So that means 24 years or 25 years of the plan is not really that long. Huh? First of all, I would like to greet Dr. Teodoro Robles, Sir, President of the Central Philippine University. The other guest or special guest as discussants in this today's forum, my friend, Mr. Piloteo Teng Palmares, who will be wearing his private sector hat here today. Dr. Joel Palma of the Philippine Agri-Herbal Tourism, a strong advocate of organic farming, CPUR Secretary, Ms. Laina Tumulto, I think representing the youth. My co-workers in government present here, the private sector, some are RDC members, familiar faces, and of course my colleagues at CPU, Dr. Bisaran and others. I taught here as well. Students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My task is to fill the shoes of my boss, Director Bacal, who could not be present today because of an equally important engagement at the NEDA Central Office. Okay, so this forum is part of a series of communication and advocacy activities of NEDA to really widen the awareness about the long-term vision of the country and also generate support. I will present some slides first, especially those showing the Visayas results, no, of the survey that was conducted in order to come up with the long-term vision. So, okay. Okay, so prior to that, let me just say that this long-term vision is for 25 years. This is the basis for your unity among Filipinos. It's a vision, not a plan, which I will show later. It is anchored. It's going to be the anchor for development planning across administrations and guide our engagements with our international development partners. Okay, so for the process, there are four, actually. First, an advisory committee was formed at the central level, composed of representatives from the government, private sector, the academe, and civil society, which framed the implementation process for this visioning exercise. Public consultations consisted of 42 focus group discussions with marginalized groups and a national survey of 10,000 respondents for those aged 15 to 50 years old from all classes, social classes. Technical studies were also conducted, led by Dr. Clarete, and to tackle specific aspects or areas of development. And then this one is part of the communication and advocacy, which is also aimed to generate suggestions later during the workshop, and especially in how to implement, to realize the vision. So, based on the process of survey, FGDs, etc., these are the results. An overwhelming majority of Filipinos aspire for a simple and what is meant by this? Simple and comfortable life. I will detail later, but this was expressed by 79.2% of the respondents. An affluent or higher level kind of life, about 17%, and only around 4% would prefer a lifestyle of the rich and probably famous living. Next, more of those who want a life of the rich came from Luzon. Okay? 80.4%. So aton diya sa Visayas, 70.3% lang, no? Lower than, life of the rich from Luzon, it's 5.1%, okay? So highest siya. Sa simple and comfortable life, highest ang Mindanao. So, simple lang yung ang pangarap ng isang mga taga Mindanao, no? Ambisyon. Ang Region 6, it's more of a middle class life, right? 27.7% prosperous or affluent life. Taas-taas siya ang response dira. Which means that in the Visayas, damo gid man nila siguro nga daan middle class, na? And they want that kind of lifestyle. Okay? The vision, the simple and comfortable life, when translated to Tagalog, ang ibig sabihin ay matatag, maginhawa, at panatag na buhay para sa lahat. It's the widely shared common vision for self and for the country. So the motivation for aspiration is really the family and a comfortable life with the family that is free of hardship and worry, and families that have vibrant and that live in vibrant and resilient communities. So, himay-himayon ta ang simple and comfortable life. So, majority of the Filipinos would like to earn enough. Okay? 62% would like to own one car. 61% would like to have enough money for day-to-day needs. 61% owns a medium-sized home. 73% would like all their children to be college educated. And the other features of a simple and comfortable life that they would like to have is to relax with family and friends, to own a business, and able to take trips around the country. Okay, thank you. So a simple and comfortable life when translated into monetary terms would mean around 120,000 gross monthly income for the whole family. Okay? So breaking this down, this means that the 120,000, 10,000 of which will go to the college education of the children, 5,000 probably for the amortization for the car, 40,000 for the day-to-day needs, 30,000 for the house and lot probably amortization, 25,000 income tax. Hopefully this can be reduced. 4,000 for entertainment, relaxation with family and friends, and occasional trips around 6,000 per month. In terms of occupation, many want to be entrepreneurs but want stable and regular source of income and insurance. So the desired, in terms of desired occupation nationwide, 47% prefers to be own an employer or owns a family farm or business. Okay, it's followed by being self-employed with no paid employee. So, laban-laban sini do tiyanggi gid nimo. And work for private establishment. Well, that's tied with working in the government, private or government employment, then work with pay in own, yeah, to be paid in the own business. So co-owner siya, no? And work for private household. Okay? Maid mentality man Japan. Secure income from a decent job means good salary, enough wages, regular payment, and also having a business with good revenue.